CNC machine. They're all exactly the same size, and they need to sit back on there. So that's aluminium. This is aluminium. As I said earlier, please don't tighten these too tight, because you will only strip the thread in there. And I know in South Africa these are 750 rand a time. With the price increase from Protea at the moment, it's probably nearer 900 rand. So we need to keep those surfaces clean. I'm going to fetch the new cylinder there, or the sharpened cylinder.
Charles, I've got a question. Before you put it on back. How do you know is it on the?
Okay, before I'm going to put it in, I'm going to move the bearing cap up so that it's not going to touch the bottom blade. So I'll need a 13 spanner for that. And these are the two nuts here that I must move. So I'm going to, it was a 13. So I'm going to loosen the bottom one. Once you loosen the bottom one and you tighten the top one will pull it up. So loosen the bottom one. Now you can see underneath there, once you've done it, let's say 2 or 3 millimeters. Let's pull it up. Now you'll see that will come up. If you loosen the 17 spanner on the outside, there's a lock nut on there, and I've just made the cardinal sin of trying to move it without loosening the lock nut. There's the lock nut on the outside, and now we'll be able to pull that up onto there. Okay. There can also be a difference in the diameter of the cylinder from the one we've taken off to this one here. So if we move it up more than less, it'll be better than it'll save us squeezing the cylinder onto the bottom blade. So that's loose there now. We're going to loosen the adjustable nut, and we're going to take it down about 2 or 3 millimeters, and then we're going to tighten the top to pull the bearing up. Okay, so once we've put the cylinder in, we'll try and rotate it and see if it's still touching. If it is still touching, then we need to move it up a little bit further. But let's put the bearing caps back on again. Remember, the raised part must be...
Before you put the bearing back, how do you know this cylinder is on it's sharpened? And sometimes maybe you can put it on the opposite way.
The cylinder is, you can put on this way or the other way around. So it doesn't matter which way around you put it.
After being sharpened.
The sharpening, it's sharpened on a cylindrical grinding machine.
Yeah.
And from there to there, they guarantee a tolerance of 0.04 of a millimeter, which is fantastic. It's dead straight, and it'll last you a long time. That's what I'm saying, when you don't have to take the cylinder off and put a new one on, because this will be the cutting edge now, and if you turn it round, that will be the cutting edge there afterwards.
Okay, my question was, after being you take it from being sharpened, you put in the new one, it doesn't matter how do you...
No, okay. No, it doesn't matter which way around you put it. Okay, so I'm going to put the washer on first again. That should slide on, and then the bearing should go on pretty tight. Now I don't have a proper spanner for that, so I get a little socket spanner, and I'll make sure that I'm hitting on the inside of the race, not damaging the housing. Okay, so that's how it should go on. Okay, I'm going to do the same to this side. Okay, there's no play in there. That's it's not very tight, but it's tight enough for that. Okay, now we're going to pop it back in again. Let's just put this lock washer on here. Remember, they left-hand threads on both sides. And make sure that the washer is only catching on the inside as well. So now we're going to just give it a look. That's enough for that. And now we're going to pop the cylinder back in again. Let me just give it a bit of a wipe here. Important to get it clean in there, otherwise if you've got dirt inside there, the cap is not going to seat properly and it's not going to hold the bearing tight. So then you're going to get movement on the cylinder when you start the machine up. So I'm going to be careful picking up this sharpened cylinder. As you can see, it can cut your hands very badly. So I pop that in that end, and I pop this in this end, and there we go. You will see now, you can hear it's touching the bottom blade. So we haven't moved it high enough yet. So we're going to adjust it to pick the cylinder off the bottom blade. So you tighten the top, loosen the bottom. There, it's coming now. Still. And just do this side a little bit more, and then we should be running freely. Yeah, obviously this cylinder is a little bit bigger than the other one, so that's why we've had to move it up so far. There we go. There you can see it's running smoothly, free as air. So I'm going to pop the caps on. And we have on there the socket here. We have the spanner for there. Okay, and the cap for this side. Okay, so it's going back on the bottom blade, which means we have to lift it even higher. There we go. Now I'm just going to nip them. I'm not going to tighten them because there's no need to tighten them. I've never seen one of these come out. So what have I done with the socket? Oh, you dropped it. Robbie, can you fetch it, please? And now we're just going to nip these up. And that's all you need. No tightening, that's it. They're not going to fall out. It's gone tight again. Obviously, we haven't moved it. This is the problem with these machines, which are Scott Bonners, made in Australia, and the ones in South Africa we have imperial and metric. And that's why we carry sets of spanners of imperial and metric. And we've got one spanner here, which is the club spanner, and I have been trying everywhere to get another one of these. It's a 1/2 inch one side and 9/16 the other side, and it does the inside here, it does the outside, it does all over the place. So this is, if you can find the spanner, it'll be magic. Okay, we'll put the sprocket back on. Now we're going to go the opposite way, tightening this.